We have seen many unidentified flying objects. A few are diamond-shaped. There are many stories of seeing unidentified flying objects while flying at a low altitude from the surface of the Earth. Few of them emit heat. The incredible story of Cash Landrum UFO incident 1980. The Cash Landrum incident was an alleged unidentified flying object sighting in the United States in 1980, which witnesses claimed was responsible for causing health and property damage. Uncharacteristically for such UFO reports. On the evening of December 29, 1980, Betty Cash, Vickie Landrum, and Vickie's 7-year-old grandson Colby Landrum were driving home to Dayton, Texas, in Cash's Oldsmobile Cutlass after dining out. At about 9 p.m., while driving on an isolated 2-lane road in dense woods, they said they observed a light above some trees. They initially thought it was an airplane approaching Houston Intercontinental Airport, about 35 miles away, and gave it little notice. A few minutes later on the winding roads, they saw what they believed to be the same light as before, but thought it was now much closer and brighter. They said that it came from a huge diamond-shaped object, which hovered at about treetop level, and that its base was expelling flame and emitting significant heat. Cash and Landrum said that they got out of the car to examine the object, but that Colby was terrified, and so Landrum said she quickly returned to the car to comfort him. Cash remained outside, mesmerized by the bizarre sight, as Jerome Clark wrote. He went on, "The object, intensely bright and a dull metallic silver, was shaped like a huge upright diamond, about the size of the Dayton water tower, with its top and bottom cut off so that they were flat rather than pointed. Small blue lights ringed the center, and periodically over the next few minutes flames shot out of the bottom, flaring outward, creating the effect of a large cone. Every time the fire dissipated, the UFO floated a few feet downwards toward the road. But when the flames blasted out again, the object rose about the same distance. They said the heat was strong enough to make the car's metal body painful to the touch. They said that the object then ascended over the treetops, and rose higher in the sky, and then a group of helicopters approached it, surrounding it in tight formation. Cash and Landrum counted 23 helicopters, and later identified some of them as tandem-rotor Boeing CH-47 Chinooks used by military forces worldwide. With the road now clear, Cash says she drove on, claiming to see glimpses of the object and the helicopters receding into the distance. From first sighting the object to its departure, they said the encounter lasted about 20 minutes. Based on descriptions given in John F. Schuessler's book about the incident, it appears that they were southbound on Texas State Highway FM 1485-2100 when they claimed to have seen the object. The initial location of the reported object, based on the same descriptions, was just south of Inland Road, approximately at 30.0926 degrees north, 95.1109 degrees west. Investigators later located a Dayton police officer, Detective Lamar Walker, and his wife who claimed to have seen 12 Chinook-type helicopters near the same area in which the Cash Landrum event allegedly occurred and at roughly the same time. These other witnesses did not report seeing a large diamond-shaped object. One day in April 1981, a CH-47 helicopter flew into Dayton. As Colby watched, he became very upset. Landrum decided to take him to the spot where the helicopter had landed with the hope that it would seem less frightening on the ground. When they reached the landing zone, they found a lot of people there already and had to wait some time before they were allowed to go inside the helicopter and talk to the pilot. Landrum and another visitor both claimed that the pilot said he had been in the area before for the purpose of checking on a UFO in trouble near Huffman. When Landrum told the pilot how glad she was to see him. The incident received coverage in both the tabloid press and mainstream media. In 1981, Landrum appeared on That's Incredible, a popular ABC television program. She was hypnotized in front of a studio audience. Under hypnosis, she recounted the UFO incident. Landrum and Cash both appeared on the 1989 US television special, UFO Cover-Up. Live. hosted by Mike Farrell, where they related their account of the purported UFO encounter and their subsequent medical problems and legal battles. The Cash Landrum event was also depicted on the television programs Unsolved Mysteries and Sightings. In 2009, Colby appeared on UFO Hunters, Alien Fallout. Landrum telephoned a number of US government agencies and officials about the encounter. When she telephoned NASA, she was steered toward NASA aerospace engineer John Schuessler, long interested in UFOs. With some associates from civilian UFO research group Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, Schuessler began research on the case, and later wrote articles and a book on the subject. Astronomer Alan Hendry of Center for UFO Studies, CUFOS, also briefly investigated the Cash Landrum case. Due to the Chinook helicopter's presence, the witnesses presumed that at least one branch of the United States Armed Forces witnessed the object, if they were not escorting or pursuing it. However, investigators could find no evidence linking the helicopters with any branch of the military. In 1982, Lieutenant Colonel George Sarin of the Department of the Army Inspector General began the only thorough formal governmental investigation into the supposed UFO encounter. He could not find any evidence that the helicopters the witnesses claimed to have seen belonged to the US Armed Forces. Sarin stated that Ms. Landrum and Ms. Cash were credible. The policeman and his wife, who claimed to have seen 12 helicopters near the UFO encounter site, were also credible witnesses. There was no perception that anyone was trying to exaggerate the truth. In 1998, journalist and UFO skeptic Philip J. Klass found a few reasons to doubt the story by Cash and Landrum. When Schuessler inspected Betty's car in early 1981 and used a Geiger counter to check for radioactivity, he found none. Presumably he also checked for radioactivity when he visited the site of the alleged incident and found no abnormal radiation. In 1994, UFO skeptic Stuart Campbell suggested that the witnesses may have observed a mirage of Canopus, which lay exactly in line with the road, although it was 26 degrees below the horizon at that time and location. Other UFO researchers point out that high-energy ionizing radiation of the kind that can cause damage to human beings, such as gamma radiation, does not induce radioactivity in objects and would not have left behind any residual radioactivity in the area. According to Texas Monthly, to this day, there is no conclusive explanation of this night events.